Hello, hello. How goes it, everybody? Hey, Vodka, how's it going? Thanks for the compliment on the starting stream. Appreciate it. Is the music? Hold on. There it is. Why does it feel like it's not picking up the music? I can hear it. I guess it's kind of going. It's like kind of quiet in the background. I'm not finding a good balance for this song. Does it feel like it's being picked up? Okay, that should be good. I feel like that's better. All right, everybody, welcome to another stream. Here we are once again. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm trying to get it at a good level to where I feel like I can hear myself talk, but also see that it's getting picked up. All right, I think that's good. So it's been a minute since the last stream. Also, you can't see him, but Tony is also here. We got Max sleeping over here. We got Tony a new pet bed. And here, I'll show you guys. There he is. Say hi, Tony. He's like, what have you done? Where's a good spot for you? No! I ruined it. Oh, I ruined everything. Let's see if he goes back. No, he doesn't. I messed it all up. I apologize. Maybe he'll, maybe at some point he'll go back on. Also, I feel like this is too high. That's better. All right. Weirdly, my Discord is acting up. All right. Looks good now. Looks like everything is all set. All right. Here we are with another stream, another Reynatis stream. I was going to stream yesterday, but it was like I got hit with this weird wave of like tiredness. I couldn't really describe it because like I felt like I went to bed at a reasonable time. I was like super tired, but I also realized that like we were running low on groceries, or I was running low on groceries. So I was like, Mm, I'm feeling a little tired, but I also have to go grocery shopping. I was like, maybe I'll go grocery shopping and then I'll call it a night. And then I got a little bit of energy from doing grocery shopping. And like, it felt very weird because I was like, I don't know, it's just like a sudden wave of tiredness came over me. I'm kind of feeling it a little bit now too. I don't know if it's because I have the fan going right now because it's a little stuffy in here. I feel like maybe it might be just the change in weather. I know I've been like sneezing a lot more. That's probably what it is. It's like allergies or whatnot. That's probably why I feel like I'm in such a funk. Like right now I feel present but also not at the same time. I like don't know how to really describe it. Like I feel distant, like mentally distant, but I'm not. Like I'm here. I can, I can function just fine. It's a very weird state to be in, but I could still do. I could still play games. I will see how well I do against the secret boss in Reynatis. Maybe not the best headspace, but maybe we'll pull something out of our ass. I feel like I was also in the same headspace around the time we were doing a few of the data battle streams. So who knows? If it gets too much, then I'll call it quits, and then we maybe might have a short stream today. But I want to do the normal link stream, and I want to do another one tomorrow because ideally I wanted to do one with the new schedule of Tuesday Thursday. But then Tuesday just felt off, so I was like, okay, we'll do Wednesday Thursday. As exciting as it is to like get thrown into another challenge, I'm a little like a little bummed out that it didn't work out that we didn't get to finish all of Reynatis that the other day because it really just it's that lack of progression. It's like we hit a fucking wall and I'm like, God, I can't believe this. Here we are, day 7, I think at this point, right? Because we did Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, and then this would be Wednesday. Ironically enough, so we played nearly a full week, took a full week off, and then here we are Wednesday and Thursday. So it's going to be like a somewhat of a full circle, but not really. Kind of funny how that worked out. Maybe it was intended. Maybe it was supposed to be like this. I didn't realize that today was the state of play. Uh I legit like I think I realized it after it was like mostly over. Like I think it started at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I think I realized it at 5:30 p.m. that it was happening. I was like, "Oh, well, I think it's only going on for like another 10 or 15 minutes. I'll just watch it afterwards." So then like I made food and I don't know. The time felt like it flew by because I feel like it was just 5:30 not that long ago. But I got off work, I made food, and then the next thing I know, I was like, shit, it's already like 7:45. I'm like, it was just 5:30 like a second ago. That's why I looked over at the time. I was like, oh wait, I got to stream today. That's why I feel like it's part of the like mental funk that I'm in right now. Because I'm like, what did I even do for like the last hour? Last like 2 hours. Yeah. I feel like an hour just got like taken. Oh, Tony might be going back to the bed. He might be going back. I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where he refuses to lay on the bed now because it's not in the position that it was in originally. We'll see. We'll see. He's there. You can see his tail. But yeah, no. I generally when I get off work, I feel like well, because it depends. Sometimes I feel like I can like make food and I'll have like a minute to sit around. But I don't know. I felt like today went by so quickly, and then I started watching the state of play. I made it about halfway through, and then that's when I realized I'm like, oh, it's time to stream. I was like, damn, time is going so fast right now. Okay. Reynatis, Reynatis, Reynatis. I'm also trying to remember because I think the game crashed or last time we tried to play it. So I guess it still has to see if it's a game issue or a computer issue. Oh, there he is. He's peeking out the window. Tony, what you doing? Peeking out the window. He's peeking out the window. Um, where is Reynatis? There it is. Play. I hope for I have some weird reason, or I have some weird feeling that it's going to be super fucking loud. Cat, look at that cat. Look at him. Look at him. There he is. What's going on, Vodka? Welcome, welcome. Yes, we also have our channel points that you can use to interact with the cats as well. I hope you're doing well. Have an amazing stream. I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a little bit of a mental funk a little bit. I think it's allergies, but beyond that, I'm doing okay. Boop that cat. Boop that cat. I don't want to disturb him because he was sleeping, but we'll boop him. You want to be booped? Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Look at him. He's so happy. He's so happy. You're so happy. You have such a happy face right now. He's so happy. Look at him. Look at that. Look at this happy dance. Look at this happy dance. He's so happy. Tell him you're so happy. All right. OMG, there are two. Yes, there's two. There's Macaroni who's sleeping right now, and that was Rigatoni. That was just oh, he's just laying on the corner right now. That's Rigatoni back there, the one that has resting bitch face constantly. June is such a wonky month. Yeah, it's very odd. I've always felt June, for some reason, has always June and like October, I feel like are 2 months where it always feels weird, and I think it's mostly because it's change of the weather because we go from like spring, like around springtime, it gets warmer, and then October it gets colder. Those are like my 2 months that are always weird for me for some reason. Oh, and Macaroni, Rigatoni, amazing names. Thank you, thank you. So their full names are actually Macaroni Tigeroni. He was adopted with that name. And then Tony was called Marmalade Chevron. And my roommate, because they're technically my roommate's cats, my roommate didn't like that name. So then they were like, okay, what goes with Macaroni Tigeroni? So we went with Rigatoni Pantheroni. So we call him Mac and Tony for short. Mood. I have I have RBF. Oh no. March is my month where I cry a lot. Oh no, not March. That's my birthday month. Not on March. I feel like I had a hair stuck in my mouth. Oh dang. No, it's okay. It's all good. It's I won't take it personal, vodka. It's okay. March can be your sad month. Do I really feel I don't know if I would per se say I have a sad month. I definitely just have months where I'm just feeling like weird, but I wouldn't say sad. But hopefully you have a happy month though. March has no holidays in my life, so if that was my birthday month, that would make it better. It's weird because for me, a lot of my like birthdays of people that I know who have birthdays are all in September. I don't think I know anybody who really has like a March birthday. Oh no, I know like two people who have March birthdays. And I have like I know two people who have like January, February birthdays. Or actually no, I take that back. There's a lot more people than I'm remembering now. I just feel like the bulk of them are tend to be towards the end of the year. September is a great month, good weather. Is your birthday in September? Is that why you say that? Lots of people have May and July birthdays. I don't know if I know. I think I know one May. Actually, no, I take that back. The more I think about it, the more I realize that I know more people's birthdays than I think I do. You're a July summer girl. Okay. So, what is that from? Oh, you said September. Okay, I was going to say like, well, if it was the month beforehand. So July's not bad. July's like the good July. You know what? If I have to say that there is a month that makes me sad, it's definitely the months that get closer to it being cold, where it's like I love actually the fall weather, but when the cold starts to go away, that's where I tend to get a little bummed out because, or no, when the warmth tends to go away, I get a little bummed out because I'm just like, I think that's probably more so like, it's got to be like November, right? It'd be like November time. It's a very weird it's a very weird month because I'm very bummed out. It's no longer warm. Summer is gone. Winter is coming, and I live in a very northern state, so it gets cold and the weather it gets really cold and the weather is crazy here too. And but I also really like Christmas. Christmas is one of my all-time favorite holidays. So it's weird where it's like I'm bummed out about the weather, but I'm also excited cuz it's also Christmas. You know what it is? January. January is my least favorite month because there's no Christmas and it's still cold. January, February are my two least favorite months, I would say. Uh, I agree November can be rough, but also Halloween to New Year's has all those holidays. That's true. I feel like if it's definitely like end of January. I would say February, probably the bulk of February. So if I had to narrow it down between 1 or 2 months or to one specific month, it would definitely be February. I think February is my least favorite. Although it does have a holiday. Oh, he's going. He's going. Let's see if he lays in it. Oh, he does. Well, we see. He's positioning himself right now. I thought I messed up by moving it, but no. Well, hold on. We'll see. He hasn't fully committed. For some reason, I have one for Mac as well, but Mac won't lay in it whatsoever. I'm gonna just. He doesn't realize that I can see him right now. I'm watching his every move. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. There he goes. I'm glad at least one cat likes it. I also figured I was like, should I turn him around so his face is not facing towards like the lights and whatnot? But I was like, well, he could always rotate himself if worse comes to worse. Uh, I like January because I'm still riding that high. Yeah, January is not. I don't feel like January is not too bad because it's like it is very much riding the high. You have a very like there's a very good analogy on that. February. Hold on. Why is something? The fucking buttons are blocking your message. I can't see what it says. February is too short to. I can't for some reason. That's very odd. It's blocking the rest of the message. Hold on. February is too short to think about. Okay, I see that now. It was very odd. I couldn't. It was like part of OBS was blocking it for some reason. February. Yeah, I feel like February beyond like Valentine's Day, which I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day, so it's like it's sort of like a whatever holiday. I'm not against it. It's just more of like I don't really think about it. But also, um, I think it's because of that. I feel like February is just I focus more so on the weather, and that's mostly why I don't like February is because of the weather. And then March is my birthday, so then I'm like, oh yeah, birthday. And then April starts to get warmer. So yeah, I guess if I had to label one month that I'm just not a fan of, I would probably say February, but that could be subject to change. Um, like if I were to ever move and it was like warmer all around, then maybe I might like February. My dog hated dog beds. He likes the floor. These guys also like to sleep on the floor. I'll catch them sleeping in really weird spots. We used to have cat beds initially when we first got them, but they didn't really interact with them whatsoever. But then our friend gave us a cat bed that was in the shape of a Reese's cup, and Tony loves it. Tony's all about it. So there's this blanket that's back here that Tony also really likes a lot. Mac likes it too because he likes to make biscuits on it, but he doesn't lay on it. But Tony will. And then I found this bed that has this. It's made out of the same material this blanket is. So I was like, oh well, I bet they're both gonna like it because at least Mac likes to make biscuits on it, and then Tony is just at least has grown accustomed to pet beds. And yeah, no, Tony sleeps in his, and Max is he. There's a big box that we have in the kitchen that had stuff inside of it, and we leave it out for the cats to like chill inside. We put the pet bed in there. Mac has not tried to like go in there on purpose at all, so I'm like, it's very like disheartening because it's like, oh no, did we take away one of his favorite spots? Because it's got the bed in it, and he just refuses to touch the bed for some reason. He's also very weird. Like he's not against like he'll sleep on the bed. He'll lay on top of like soft things like couches or pillows and whatnot. But sometimes there's like certain kinds of pillows he'll like refuse to step on. It's a very weird like nitpick that he has where he's not against soft things, but there are certain soft things that he just does not mess with. Oh, that makes sense. I have a whole week off in February, so you love it. Oh, nice. No, honestly, if I could have like a month where there was less like work I had to do, like that'd be pretty nice. I would be all for it because then that way I would definitely be looking forward to like that month because I'm like, yes, yes. Honestly, maybe that's what I should do. I should just use my vacation time, take like a week off, just a random week off in February, and then just be like, this is my ritual to enjoy February's. I have just a random week off in February. If you live in a desert, February might be nice. See, that's what I'm thinking. If the weather is nice, I might not have as much of a gripe against February, but I feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to end up moving from like I'm going to be like, "Oh, I don't like this month because it's too cold." And then I'm going to be like, "Oh, I don't like this month because it's too hot." But I love the heat, but I don't like humidity. So if there was ever a month in like a warmer climate state that was just very humid, I would be like, dude, this is the fucking worst. I hate this. I hate not being able to like feel like I can't breathe or that the air just feels so thick. It's like the worst. But again, I feel like I have to really be in the I really have to be in the I don't know how to describe it other than like the pits of like the hottest state where it gets like pretty hot in like the hottest time of the year, just to be like, is this really something where I'm like, would I rather live in my state where it gets mostly cold and like more percentage cold than it is warm. Or would I rather live somewhere where it's like always warm but could be humid sometimes? Because like the humidity, I don't know. It gets a lot. I don't know which one I dislike more, the cold or the humidity. Because humidity's, I feel like the humidity is pretty rough, but the cold though, the cold hurts sometimes. I live in a very temperature humid place, but I often visit very dry places, so it's interesting. I live in a very temperature humid place. I always forget humidity and dryness are two different things, right? I always just correlate both of them as one and the same. I used to live in Canada when it was so cold, would not recommend. Yeah, I live in Michigan, so we're pretty close to Canada. We're like neighbors to Ontario. Humidity is rough, but once it's like 100 degrees, it doesn't even matter. That is true. Yeah, because it starts to just be like, I don't know, the air is just so thick, and it's like trying to get in your car feels the worst. But also, there's a part of it where I'm like, I don't know. It feels weird to say that it feels a little like it feels a little nostalgic. I don't know why that is. Maybe because school used to be very like humid at times. Like there's something about being in like where like dealing with a little humidity is not too bad, but like it is very like not a fan of it, but I don't hate it. It's a very weird relationship with humidity as opposed to like when it's cold, I just feel like, wow, this is cold, this is awful, and I hate this. And I have no fond feelings of this whatsoever. Humidity reminds me of Florida. Yeah, I've been to Florida a couple times. I feel like Florida's like the core. It's got to be like yeah, Florida has to be like the number one state that's probably the most humid, probably year round if I had to imagine. I love humidity. I hate the cold. Yeah, I think I can handle. I think some people are like prefer the cold because at a certain point they're like, "Oh, I prefer it when it's cold and when it gets a little too cold, like I'm not a fan of it, but I can deal." I think that's the same thing with humidity where it's like I'm not a fan of the humidity, but I don't hate it nearly as much as the cold. But I don't know. I guess I just don't mind it as much. I think I just feel like the warm temperature is just more comforting than the cold temperature is. So once it's like -40 and it's what, yeah, that's the worst because it's not, it's one thing if it's cold outside, but then the wind makes it so much worse. And then you start to like, your face starts to hurt. You get like a really nasty headache because the wind is just relentless. I hate that because at least if I go outside and it's hot, like, yeah, maybe I might get like a sunburn if I stay out for too long. But like, I feel like it's as long as I'm like properly protected, most of the time in the heat, like if I'm staying hydrated, if I have shade, wearing like the like staying inside for the most part, having like a fan or whatnot, like that's more manageable than where it's like you're outside in the cold and you have to put on like two pairs of gloves. You have to make sure you have your good shoes, that your socks are you have some thick socks. You got to have your head covered with like a beanie or like a hood or something. It's just a lot more to deal with. I feel like it's a lot more cumbersome. And then sometimes it doesn't even work. You'll still be cold even if you're all bundled up. It's just it still gets to you. When the snow is just burning on your skin. Yeah, or like you're outside trying to scrape ice off your car and your fingers are going numb. Like never have I ever felt my hands going numb in the warmth. Like the warm climate has never made me lose sensation in any part of my body. So I'm just like no way can I ever say that the cold is worse than the heat. When it's hot, it's uncomfortable, but when it's cold, it feels dangerous. 100%. 100%. Yeah, no, you legit like you could still You could get frostbite or you could get heat stroke, but I don't know. There's just something about it where I'm like, I feel like the frostbite. Maybe it's because I live in a state that's not. It doesn't get warm, like it doesn't get crazy hot. Like there's no fires, there's no nothing like that here. So maybe like the heat that I'm used to, like the cold is like on another level, right? And then the heat doesn't ever reach that level. So to me, I'm like, maybe I don't know what true heat feels like. Like if I live in like a like Nevada, right? Or any like desert. Yeah, Nevada's a pretty desert type state. Like I feel like living in Nevada would probably set me in like a whole different perspective of like, wow, I thought I liked the heat. And I don't think I like the heat, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. If I ever visit Nevada, I will report back on that. uh, I'm such a beach person, so I can sit in the sun all day. I haven't. I, there aren't any beaches around me, so I can't really say that I've ever really been a big beach person. I'm not against the beach, but it does feel like there's been parts of me where I'm like, I do wish that I had like some way to just sit outside. Like if I had a balcony and I could just like chill on the balcony, just like on a lawn chair. There's something about it where I'm like, it feels weird to do on like a on like the first floor, but having like a balcony and just like being elevated and like you're fenced off. I don't know, there's something about it where I'm like that just feels like it would be so nice to just go outside and sit and just sort of just like not just space out on like a nice warm hot day on the balcony, just sitting in your like lawn chair or whatnot and just sort of like enjoying the sun. I wish, I don't know, there's something about that where I feel like you don't get the same sensation. There's something about it being elevated. Elevated is the key for some reason that I'm just like I vibe with that concept. I've had to explain Hold on. I've had to explain to someone who lived down south getting snow off your car is terrible. See, that's the thing is most people who live down south never experienced the cold and the snow. So they're like, "Oh, it's so magical. It's so wondrous. It reminds me of like Christmas time and all this stuff." And it's like, yeah, no, it's snow's great, honestly. I really like snow. I just don't like it when the wind gets so cold that it hurts. On top of that, I don't like it when there's ice on the street and you can't see it because it's covered by the snow. Um, those are the two that I'm just like, nope, I don't like it. I don't like it. But other people have like no perception of like what that means. So they're like, no, it's great. I love it. It's fantastic. It looks so pretty. And I'm like, yeah, it's great until, like I said, it gets like January, February, it's just all gray slush and it never goes away and it feels like it's just cold for forever. And I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. I want like a nice, like maybe like 50 degrees being like the coldest it ever gets. And like, I'll take like a good like 80, 90-degree day for like the hottest. Like wherever that happy medium is, I'm all for it. Uh oh. Hi, Mac. You just wake up. You just woke up. Are you about to go back to sleep? Are you about to be a menace? What is it? Choose your adventure, Mac. Sleep or menace? I hope it's sleep. It feels easier to treat heat stroke, does it? I guess I don't really know the methods to go about with heat stroke. I should be informed on this. Nevada is bad when it's hot. Yeah, no, I can imagine. Any like desert states have got to be fucking awful. Do not go to the Southwest between May and September. I don't think I was gonna say. I don't think I have any plans off the top of my head to go there. I will make a mental note of it though, if I ever find myself in that the neck of the woods, because that's where, yeah, it's Nevada. It's like around Nevada. Nevada around May and September. So it's summertime. So don't go to the Southwest in the summertime. Dude, that sounds like a song lyric. The Southwest in the summertime? Or like it sounds like either a song lyric or the name of a song. That's what I love about the beach. I just sit and people watch and listen to podcasts. Yeah, that sounds really nice. Yeah, I feel like if I lived closer to a beach, I'd be more inclined to just be like, yeah, let me just go chill out here. But also uh like there's a lot of beach cities that have that like they're near the beach. There's like they're like there's a you just walk down the street and the beach is there. Those are really nice too because you just still get the vibe and the feel of being at the beach, but you're not like directly there. But you like very easily could like hear the beach, just the feeling of like the wind blowing. Like there's a different feeling the wind has when you're at the beach, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would be more aligned with the beach if I lived closer to a beach potentially. And there's something about it cuz like I've always loved the idea of having a sauna. And there's something about the beach where I'm like if I want to just go outside and just get like baked by the sun for a little, like that'd be like the perfect spot. Like it would just be like the vibes would be immaculate as long as it's not like raining or windy or stormy. Um, I feel like that'd be great. Yeah, I feel like I could get acclimated to that. Oh yeah, balconies are cool. Right, right. I don't know. There's something about it. Something about balconies I fuck with, and I think it's because a lot of the times you fuck with things that you don't have or you didn't grow up with, and you have like this idea of like, oh, that's so cool. It looks really cool. I'm so jealous. Like I want that. And that's where I feel like balconies are for me, where I'm like, most people who have balconies are like, yeah, I mean, they're all right. It's a balcony. But like for me, I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like that would do so much for me. But yeah, it's like it's the same mentality that people have when like you're short, you want to be tall, and when you're tall, you want to be short. It's like you want the thing that you don't have because you just have this image of like, oh, there's it's so much better. It's very easy to paint in your mind like an idea of like, oh, it would be so much better to be shorter because this and that or vice versa. And it's like it, I feel like it's like part of the human experience to just want stuff like that where it's like you don't really know why you want it. You just sort of like maybe one person you've met really impressed you and they had like that characteristic. So you're like, man, I'm jealous that I don't have that. But you mostly hyper focus on it because you don't have it and you're like, oh, I want it. And it's like, well, it's not very easily obtainable. So it makes you want it even more, depending on the circumstance. I guess you could technically get taller if you wear like really high shoes, like elevated shoes. Um, or like I don't know. Yeah, I guess you can't really get shorter though, unless you cut your limbs off. But that's not very practical in the grand scheme of things. Um, we got record snow this year, and cars had to be pushed by people over the snowbanks. Yeah, no, I there was for my birthday 2 years ago. We went to Toronto. We rented an Airbnb in Toronto, and they had record snow there, and it was one. I was in a car that wasn't my car; it was a rental, and it was like a big car too. So I wasn't used to it. I'm used to just driving like a sedan, um, and trying to navigate it. Like it did get stuck in the snow a couple of times before like the snow plow. We I don't know why we decided to do this, but like it was snowing, but it wasn't too bad, so we decided to go out and get food. And we knew that it was gonna get bad, but we're like, oh, we're from Michigan, we can handle it. We did not expect the amount that came to show up because that was a very rare occurrence for that much snow to happen. The thing is that once overnight this the plows went hit. Oh my god, the plows hit the street, then we were able to like maneuver it so much easier. But like when the snow was first like setting, It was like around like really late at night. It was like 11 p.m. I want to say. It was terrible. Like we got the car stuck. We had to like maneuver it back and forth. Then it got buried in the driveway because there was just so much snow, and I didn't have a shovel because the garage was locked, so I had no access to the shovel. Even if they had a shovel, um, the whole thing was bonkers. I feel like from here on out, if I ever travel anywhere during the winter time, I definitely just need to buy like a shovel from the store and just have that in like the back seat if I ever have. It's just general in general probably not a bad idea to always have some kind of a shovel, even if it's like a small shovel, because you never really know if you, especially if you have to dig your car out of snow like that. And then when it does melt, it's just brown. Are you saying the snow? Or probably like the slush. Yeah, when it gets like slushy and dirty and all that stuff. Sounds like California cat. I wish I could be a cat. I feel that. I feel that sometimes too, where I'm like, they have no cares in the world. They're just living their best life. Just sleeping in a little circle. Like what I wouldn't give to just be like, my job, sleep. My job, be cute. My job, eat food, and then sometimes meow at birds and squirrels that are outside. Like at least they can be content staying inside because that's the thing. Well, they do like to be outside a lot of the times. So it's sometimes it is a little bit of a struggle because they will bum rush to go outside. But the thing is that they don't go far. Um, they'll like they'll maybe like go to the neighbor's house, but like they won't ever go too far. I think they know better. They're also like terrified of Tony is terrified of motorcycles. Anytime we're outside and anybody's revving up their motorcycle, he instantly books it back inside. And the Mac is just the sight of a car. He gets stun locked. Like he'll run out the front door and he sees a car and he's like, nope. And then he instantly goes back inside. So I don't know if before we adopted them, if they've had like really bad experiences with cars and vehicles, but in a way it's kind of good because they won't even approach a car. So I feel like if they ever see a car coming, then they just instantly just book it and they know where home is too. So it's like hopefully in I hope it never happens, but in the event if they were ever to like get out and then book it for some reason, that they'd be able to find their way back or at least know to like stay put and then know that we would come and find them. They also um do they? I think Mac. No, yeah, they do. They have trackers in their collars, but I was trying to think. I think Mac's collar is I gotta replace the battery in it, so it still think functions. It's just weird because it's bulky. I feel like a lot of the tracker things for pets tend to be more adapted for dogs and not cats. So like the cat looks like it has this big ass like circle on its neck and it looks very uncomfortable. Um so trying to find something that's a little bit more discreet. But the air tags are just I think way too big for a cat. Uh yeah, I wish I was in a beach town. I'm like 20 minutes from the beach, so I have to drive. That's not too bad. At least you get pretty good access to the beach. But yeah, living in the beach town would be really nice to be able to walk. I would love if it was like a beach town and then like the town itself is pretty like it has like everything that you need. I feel like there's a word for it. I can't think of what it is. But like I would love it if I didn't have a car, if I could just walk everywhere, if I could go to the grocery store, maybe like a big grocery store so I can get like everything I need, maybe like one or two, maybe like a smaller store that has like odd things or whatnot. Um, and then like everything else you need to like buy clothes, buy various like hardware stuff, sports equipment. Like I would love it if there was something where it was like I had all my needs met in one spot and then I could just walk around, go get food, hit up like get ice cream or something, like hit up an arcade, go to the beach, just do like this, that, or the other, like have everything there. Kind of like how some video games will tend to have like so many different options, like all the different options for you to do from town to town, so that way you don't have to constantly keep going back and forth because you're like, oh, we have everything you ever need here. And I'm like, I want to live in a city like that where I can just like, I can live on my balcony and then go downstairs and like walk out into the city, go to do some grocery shopping, walk back home. I also have like, I guess the beach is optional, but like being close to the beach would be pretty cool. I feel like maybe. Um, Also, doesn't have a lot of natural disasters, which I feel like is very hard to come by because that tends to like limit the list. Because you're like, all right, nice temperature, walkable city, no natural disasters, and that instantly you mention the natural disasters part, you're like, well, shit, that like eliminates like 90% of the list. Because I live in Michigan, so there's like next to no national nat. Oh my god, what was the word? Natural disasters. I almost said national disasters. Natural disasters beyond flooding. We do get quite a bit of flooding, but it does depend on where you live. But we get no earthquakes. We do get tornadoes, but those are more north, so it's nowhere close to where I'm at. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It would just be so nice to just not have a car anymore. I just want to walk everywhere. I want to get my steps in. I honestly am like really big into like walking and like exploring and whatnot. The problem is like the city that I live in, everything's pretty like spaced out. So it makes it to where certain parts are better than other parts, I feel like. There is a city that's not too far away where like it has everything, like multiple restaurants, stores, um like different like random things like that are around at gas stations and whatnot. Um like that city, I'm just like, I would fucking love to live in that city because it's like everything's there within walking distance. Although I feel like from a house maybe might take a little bit to get there, but like once you're in like the main part of the city, everything is there. So that's really nice. But then it's also like it's a good like shopping district, but it's not a good like working district. Like at the end of the day, it's like work will always have to be somewhere else other than like the main city. It'd be nice if everything. I guess if you work from home, then it would be different. But um, yeah. But then again, Michigan doesn't always have the nicest weather, so it like has it's good on not having natural disasters. The weather sucks when it gets cold. Um, what was the third point? It was walkability, temperature, natural disasters. Oh, and affordability. But that's kind of like that's a whole other beast in that aspect. I'm a firm believer that an apartment should never cost more than like $1,000, and any apartment that costs more, like unless you're giving me some like out of this world experience, it should never cost more than $1,000. Like $1,000 with a washer and a dryer, like take it or leave it. If you go more than that, I think that's ridiculous. But again, that's sort of like I don't know. Maybe it's like a Michigan thing. Maybe like 1,000 is really good in other states. It's very hard um, with like that perspective because it could be so different, vastly different depending on everywhere else. I've always wanted a sauna. We're on the same page, vodka. If I could ever afford to buy a house, I would 100% install a sauna somewhere in that house. I'm short, so I don't want to be. Uh, I'm short, so I don't want to be tall, but maybe a few inches taller. Understandable. I want platform shoes but they don't make them in my shoe size. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, because I have a friend who, whenever we go to concerts, they're like really short. Well, I guess they're, I don't know if they say they're really short. They're shorter than I am, so, but I'm also like 5'10", 5'11". So maybe, I mean, I guess that's probably average height. I was gonna say maybe I'm just too tall to like understand, but but I don't know how tall they are. Like five, no, maybe 5'5", maybe too short. Maybe like around 5'5". And when we go to concerts, it's always like a struggle for them because they're like can't see nothing, can't see nothing, and so they get like really tall shoes to be able to see at a higher distance. But like you have to get really lucky if it's a standing concert just to get like close enough to the stage. Um, for me, I tend to be like okay, but there's always I feel like it always happens where I'm okay, I can see things, but then somebody who's like 6 foot shows up out of nowhere and stands in front of me, and I'm like, all right, now I can't see anything. We're all like level, we were all around the same height. It's fine. But for some reason, the tallest guy, who's like 6'5", is like exactly right in front of me, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just looking at the back of his head for at certain points. Uh, but yeah, I guess overall with my height, I never really think about it too much. I'm pretty content with the height that I'm at. I have like no desire to be shorter or taller. So, but I think it's probably if I was, I feel like it's because I'm at average height. I feel like if I was taller than an average or shorter than average, then I would have more of a desire to be one or the other. I've been to Toronto in the winter and I agree it's miserable. Yeah, that was the first time and I did not expect it to be that bad. Like it honestly like and I feel like it probably won't be that bad, but none of my friends who went with me that year want to go back for another birthday trip. So it's like kind of rough cuz I'm like, well, it would be cool to go back for my birthday, but it's like maybe we should just go with someone on somebody else's birthday that has like a warmer month and I just avoid any potential travel unless it's to like a warmer climate state to just to be safe. Uh yeah, once the plows are out, yeah, it does get a lot nicer. It's a lot more manageable. It's just before the plows get out and the snow's just as tall as your tires, then it's a fucking headache. I used to have a shovel in my car and I took it out. See, that would be my thing is I would always have that shovel in my car and then decide to randomly take it out one time and it would just be like, oh shoot, the one time I need it and it's not here. That would be my luck. You agree about the trackers? Oh yeah, for the cats. Yeah, they're so bulky. There's got to be a better option out there. I just have to look into it. Move to New York if you want that. Is it the walkability? I've been to New York, Purple. Also, hi, Purple. I know I'm doing that thing again, Purple, where I'm very behind on chat, so I apologize. You know, it looks like I'm catching up pretty quickly. Um, so New York is not affordable though. That's my only thing. Um, I think it's pretty good though. Natural disasters. I don't think New York gets a lot of stuff. I know New York gets snow though. I don't know if New York is colder though than Michigan. I think it's probably about the same if I had to guess. Um, New York definitely gets the walkability. I spend most of my time um where in New York? Let me see. I can't remember if it's southern or northern New York. I think it's southern New York. Yeah, it's like southern New York. God, I didn't realize how small New York is. Wait, what is this state that's next to New York? No, this is all New York. Why is it not highlighting all of it? It's weird. Google Maps, for some reason, when I click New York, it's not highlighting all of New York, so it looked like it was a lot smaller than it actually was. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Um, yeah, so I'm used to Southern New York, so I don't know if maybe it might be different more north. Because I kind of feel like I've heard that like, where's Maryland on this map? Oh, Maryland's more south. Never mind. I was like, I thought Maryland was where Maine was, because I heard Maryland is pretty nice, all year round. But that is more southern. I have been to South Carolina. Or is it North Carolina? Is North Carolina. I've been to North Carolina before, and it still gets pretty cold. I've been there during the winter time. Um, but I don't know. I'd have to really like. I don't know. I would probably prefer it more in that aspect of like North Carolina got cold, but it wasn't like as cold as Michigan's cold, so I probably would have been okay with it, honestly, if I lived there. Oh yeah, I wish I lived in a walkable small town. Exactly. Dude, walkable towns, I would just fucking love it. Just fucking it doesn't even have to be like a small town either. Like I would love for a big city. So just there's so many different options to pick from. And I love like going to Toronto because Toronto is very walkable. It's probably not very affordable. It's probably good on national. Oh my god, natural disasters. But the weather is would be no different than Michigan depending on like where you go. And I feel like with Canada in general, it's only gonna get colder. Like I can't really imagine it ever being warmer than like Michigan. Vancouver. I haven't been to Vancouver. I have to put that on my list of cities to check out to see where if I get the vibe. The one the one city though that I've always think back to is like Tokyo, where I feel like Tokyo is like the perfect city where there's a lot of stuff to offer. It's very walkable. They have fantastic public transport, and I'm saying this as like someone who's ever been to Japan, just from an outside perspective. Very walkable. The weather's nice. I don't know where it ranks on affordability, and I know that Japan is not safe from um, natural disasters, because Japan gets hit with a lot of stuff. So that would be my only thing. But nighttime, nighttime Japan just looks so nice. There's something about living in like I've seen like videos of people like on their balconies in a nighttime cityscape in like Japan and like Tokyo. And there's something about it where I'm like, that just makes me so happy. And it feels so weird because I've never experienced that. Like, I've never in person experienced that. But something about that visual makes me so happy. And I think it's something to do with it's a very weird feeling because I went on a cruise a while back, and one of my friends got the balcony um room. I didn't have one in mine. Mine was on the internal part of the ship. Theirs was on like the side of the ship, and so they had a balcony that they could go out to and they could sit. And there's something so calming about being in the middle of the ocean at nighttime. It's pitch black, and the only source of light is the moon. And then like an occasional like there'll be clouds that roll past it and it'll block the moon for like a little bit, but like you could still see the moonlight. It's so peaceful. It's so calm. It's so quiet. It's just you, the darkness, the moonlight, and just the sounds of like the water hitting the boat or the yacht or not yacht. What is it? The cruise ship. And it's just like I was just like at peace. But then additionally just being in that kind of environment of like a nighttime moonlight setting, but also like seeing street lights and like sign lights and just other lights in general, just like people walking around. Also having that's another thing, a fifth option is having like a pretty active nightlife would be really fucking cool because I am a big night owl. Like I hate it when things close early because generally if like it were up to me, I'd be like, "Oh, I would love to go to like said restaurant at like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, or go to the store like super late. 'Cause stores like Walmart used to be 24 hours, and now they're not 24 hours. So it used to be that you could go grocery shopping at like 3 in the morning if you wanted to, but now you have to get all your grocery shopping done by like 11 p.m. or else everything is closed. Like you can't shop anywhere unless it's like a 7-Eleven or a gas station. But then you're also limited on like what you can get at those locations, anyways. But then I also just don't like the feeling of like maybe you're hungry around like 10 p.m., right? So then you go out to eat and then you pick a restaurant and like the restaurant's about to close and you're like, damn. So then you start to like go down the list. I'm like, oh, well, this is open, but it's going to close soon. It's nicer when it's like, oh, they're not closing until like 2 in the morning. So I'm like, perfect. We'll have plenty of time. We can chill. We don't have to like rush or whatnot. So yeah, that would be additional. And I feel like Tokyo has been like the one city I've seen so far that has like a pretty active nightlife. Like just things are open like pretty late a lot of the times, which I think is just it would be so perfect. It'd be so cool to live in that kind of setting. Um but though I do feel like because of me not really ever experiencing it for myself, that there's going to be cons to it that I'm just not fully aware of until I like go there. Um, Additionally, I think like Busan in Korea also has like the same vibes, but I think Tokyo tends to have more. I think I'm just more familiar with Tokyo from like there's this account that I follow on TikTok, and it's a guy who literally this is like peak content for someone like me. He literally walks the streets of Tokyo at night and he records just the nightlife going on, the scenery and everything. And it makes me so happy every single time. And there's like lo-fi playing and I fucking love lo-fi. Like if you've never if you're somebody that likes music but you've never listened to lo-fi, like do yourself a favor, find like a good lo-fi station that you enjoy and just uh like like I don't know how to like because I feel like my recommendations on how I enjoy lo-fi might not work the same for other people, but like the first time for me when I realized how the calming effects of lo-fi was is I would listen to music while I take a shower, right? And then I decided to put on lo-fi. There's just something so relaxing about a hot, steamy shower and some calming lo-fi playing in the background. It is like a match made in heaven. I have an issue with sleeping outside of my own house. Like, so if I ever stay the night at someone's house or I'm at like a hotel, I have a hard time like falling asleep naturally. But if I put my headphones on and I listen to some lo-fi, it makes me at ease and I'm able to fall asleep so much easier. Um, I think in general, just even just like walking around and listening to some lo-fi, it also just, I think the music puts you in like a calming state, but then additionally there has to be like other factors where you're sort of like walking around at night. Because I used to do that a lot. There's like a small town that's like nearby that has not the most active nightlife, but there's like a path that a lot of people walk at night and it's like well lit. It's like the closest thing to like a city environment. So there's always people walking on it. So it's like the closest feeling to the like downtown sort of like feel, but it's not really. Um, and I used to just walk like whenever I would just want to like be by myself or I was like stressed out, put some lo-fi, walk around at night, and I feel like so much better. And then I would just drive back home. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's very weird because I have such a weird like I wouldn't say that I'm the kind of person that's like I love the dark. Like the dark is my favorite. I love the dark night the night nighttime, like as if it gives me like adrenaline or whatnot. But there is something that like I love. I know it's weird because I also like when it's sunny outside, but I also like when it's nighttime outside. And I enjoy both equally. So there's never one where I'm like I like this more than the other. Uh, but there's a sort of like there's a joy that the daylight brings, and there's a calmness that the night brings. So it's like I find like the beauty in both of them. And sometimes the night, I feel like the nighttime tends to have more scenarios where the properties of night tend to be more, um, I guess, alluring, in certain situations. And like, I feel like it's just more of like, I think it's just visually pleasing. I think generally it's more visually pleasing, where the sun time, it's more of, or the daytime, it's like, yeah, I could do things and it's super nice. And it's like, it's great to be able to see things and everything's so bright and visible. But I don't know. It's weird. It's a very weird mindset. I haven't really thought about it until just now when I was like trying to piece it together in my head. I was like, huh, it's a very weird connection I have with the time of day. But that's what drew me to games like Reynatis. And I also did mention this. I was in Neosai's Part 2 retrospective of Kingdom Hearts. And I literally was talking about this same thing where uh, like Xanarkin from Final Fantasy X and The World That Never Was in Kingdom Hearts were like, oh, I think that's what started all of this. Just seeing a nighttime city with like lights, and just the entire atmosphere was just so cool. And I'm like, that's where I want to be. Like I want to just live there. Um, Nighttime cities like Reynatis, the entire game takes place during the night. So I'm like, this was like scenery was perfect for me. I fucking love it. New York and Vancouver are way too pricey. I can imagine. I know New York just from getting a hotel room is so expensive there. Um, Vancouver though, I don't know. I haven't been to Vancouver, but Toronto could be pretty pricey. I guess it depends. What's gonna come first? You moving to Tokyo or KH4 releasing? I don't think I would ever move to Tokyo, honestly. I feel like there's too much of a language barrier, but I could probably see like maybe doing like a temporary residency if it was like if editing was like a full-time gig. Like I could just work anywhere I wanted to and be like, I'll do a year in Tokyo and see how I feel. That's kind of what I would like to do. I would like to sort of like sample different cities until I find the one city where I'm just like, this is my city. This is the city I want to live in for the rest of my life. Um, but also, I'm not very aware of like what options are out there. So it's like one of those things where I'm like, I'm just sort of waiting for something to sort of just appear. Like there's a few options, like obviously like Tokyo's one, but like I feel like the language barrier would be too big. So be I think ideally would be like a more like English speaking location, or at least they have English as like a pretty dominant language. And I wouldn't be against learning a different language. It was just like ideally to function would probably be more ideal if it was more English speaking. And so preferably somewhere within the states, but also I if it's like in London, I can manage London. Uh, I don't think I don't know where London stands on natural disasters though. I imagine it's gotta also be pretty pricey too. I think it's probably very pricey in like London. I don't know in terms of like walkability though. I have not done much research into London at all. It's just the only other English speaking country that's not the US that I can think of. But I'm sure there's others. There's just none are coming to my mind right now. But it for you your question specifically, Purple, Kingdom Hearts 4 will 100% come out before I move anywhere. I as much as I would love to just be like, yeah, I'll just Unless somehow all my debt could just be like dissolve, and then I could like save up money more effectively, then like maybe there could be some possibility. But I don't know. As of right now, I think Kingdom Hearts 4 has a way better chance of releasing before before anything else. All right. So we did the typical Briscoe thing where we streamed for an hour and a half and we haven't even touched the game. The thing is though is that we're on the secret boss. Hold on, let me go back to chatting real quick. We're on the secret boss, right? And this is like data battle levels secret boss. So this is actually a really challenging fight. So it's not one that I could really see myself talking. Like it really takes a lot of focus. Which is kind of like I enjoy the challenge, I really do. I was kind of just not hoping for this game to have something like this because I'm like, I was ready to move on. I was ready to call it like, put a pin in it, and then now here we are, just back in it again. Hopefully, this is the only boss that's like this, and that it's not like a trend where they have like a boss rush, like a data battle system. But you could very much tell that like this person who created this game was inspired by Kingdom Hearts. And so of course he had to have his own secret boss battle. I think wasn't even in like the base game. This is like free content they released like a couple months afterwards. Um so that's like their final mix edition, like putting Lingering Will in Kingdom Hearts 2, even though he wasn't in the base game, but then got added in the final mix. Okay, let's get some hydration going on. I'm really hoping that we can defeat him soon. Because as much as I'm not a fan of Tears of the Kingdom, I would like because I'm this is gonna be the first game that I play with a strategy guide in a very long time. So I'm kind of excited to have another game with a strategy guide and see if I get that same sort of wonder and feeling and excitement from playing a big game like that. Because like it used to be that if I ever got stuck, the strategy guide was always there to help me out. Or if I ever missed something, the strategy guide would point it out. So strategy guides to me are so important when it comes to gaming, especially when I was younger, because it helped me experience the full game, and I never felt like I ever missed out on anything. And then as I got older, strategy guides became a thing of the past. So a lot of bigger games tend to be like just get lost and like you're not going to see everything, but that's okay. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Like I want to know what's out there. I want to know where all the secret not necessarily where like I don't want to be revealed to all the secrets, but like I want to have a general idea of like the world that this game exists in and like all the possibilities of things that I can do. Like having a different experience isn't a bad thing from other people, but like I would like to be like, oh yeah, no, I remember this, and that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like you don't get the full experience at that point if you don't see everything. And a lot of open world games are like, you're not supposed to see everything. You're supposed to like replay the game or play it for hours and hours on end. And I was like, no, I want to see everything this game has to offer, and I want to see it in under 60 hours. And 60 hours, I feel like, is a pretty generous amount of time. I will even go and say 100 hours max. If I'm 60 hours into a game, like I was with Tears of the Kingdom without a strategy guide, and only made it about halfway through the game and got burnt out and could not finish the game, then it's like that's too much of a game. And maybe it's my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have picked that game up. But I love Zelda. There's only 5 games. There's 5 games in total that I care about. I think actually there's a command for it. Let me see if I type in exclamation point video games. My top 5 It's not going to show up on the stream, but it shows up on the Twitch chat. It's Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, and it honestly it should be The World Ends with You. Although I've played way more, it's not really. There's more Jackbox games than there are The World Ends with You, but I should put The World Ends with You on there as well because it's definitely a tied for the fifth place. I do like me some Jackbox though. Jackbox is pretty good. Um, so Zelda is like one of the few games that I actually play. Like if there's a new console coming out, like the Switch 2, I have no interest in getting the Switch 2 day one. But when the new Pokemon game comes out, then yeah, of course I'm gonna buy a Switch 2. Like why would I not? I'm hoping that there is like a Switch port of the new Legends game, the Pokemon Legends game, because if I could push off not having to buy a Switch 2 until like a year later, that'd be more ideal. That maybe if it goes on sale or there's like a deal of some kind, then maybe I can get a little bit more cheaper. Oath, welcome. Hi, how's it going, Oath? You Tony, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh, he's in his playful mode right now. This is his way of saying hi. He's saying hi, Oath. I hope you're doing well, Oath. Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. He wants to play. Yeah. The only thing is that he gets very like he's a very aggressive player. You want to play? Let me see. Let's do the close up here. What is this? There you go. Cat cam, cat cam. You catch? He's so angry. You chilling with your Pokeball? You chilling with your Pokeball? He does the funniest thing where he will roll off and then he'll like claw onto the cat tree and like climb himself back up. He's just there with his Pokeball. Yeah. What are you doing with this? Okay. Oh no. Did I catch the state of play today? I was watching, so I didn't catch it live, but I was watching it before stream. I made it about halfway. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. I think there was like one game that I thought was really cool. I know there was no Kingdom Hearts stuff. I didn't see anybody pop off about Kingdom Hearts. I made it about 20 minutes in. What was it? I don't think. I know there's a new Final Fantasy Tactics that came out. I saw people were popping off about that. Oh, it was this game? Oh, the Digimon game. It was the new Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Oh, I fucking love Cyber Sleuth. I'm excited. This is like the third one I think they made. I haven't played the second one. The first one is great. I love the first one. the Square Enix hard jump rate. I actually heard was it somebody, I think Demo put a tweet out saying like you heard Kirk Thornton and then you heard the Square Enix like blip. And so I knew that that was going to come. I was like waiting for it cuz I think it was cuz they used Kirk Thornton and um Ben Diskin. And I know specifically those two are in Digimon. So the moment I was like, okay, Ben Diskin, Kirk Thornton, that's Digimon. The Digimon trailer showed up, and I'm like, okay, there's going to be the Square Enix thing afterwards. And then I assumed it was Tactics because I saw people talking about Tactics on Twitter, and then it was Tactics. And then I was like, okay, I avoided having a heart attack because I would have been there with everyone else. I will still remember to this day, I think it was Summer Game Fest last year. There was a game that started with the word kingdom in it, and Jeff Keighley said kingdom, and I perked up so fast, and it was not Kingdom Hearts, it was Kingdom something else, and I was like, this guy playing with my emotions right now. You can't just be saying kingdom like that. I legit was ready to pop off. I was even at my own house. I was like on uh like I was away. We had rented an Airbnb. We were doing like a weekend trip. And I was like, I swear, if Kingdom Hearts gets announced right now, I'm popping the fuck off. This but yeah, no, I was watching it before stream. I just only made it about halfway. But I'm very excited about that Digimon game. Highly recommend if anybody has not played Cyber Sleuth to 100% play Cyber Sleuth. It is such a phenomenal game. Well, I think it's fun. Okay, well let me dial it back a little bit. It's a great game if you like turn-based combat. If you like the traditional like Final Fantasy X fight style, or I think it's also in Persona as I think it's more closer to Persona than it is Final Fantasy X. Then you'll like the combat in Digimon Cyber Sleuth. I just grew up with Digimon, so I also had like a connection with it then. It also takes place in Tokyo. Um, like different parts of Tokyo. So it gave me that same vibe that like the world that never was. The world that ends with you did, where it's like going to different parts and also Reynatis as well, because Reynatis is also set in different parts of Tokyo. So like that's really cool. Um yeah, I don't know. I'm a sucker for any game that has Tokyo as like its main landscape. And what's interesting is that I was reading the Reynatis interview that the creator of Reynatis did with Nomura, and it was like Nomura and the creator of the world ends with you, and they were saying that there are other games that are based in Tokyo that are more popular than the world ends with you, and they were like curious as to why the creator would pick the world the world ends with you out of all those other games, and I'm like, there are other games. Like I'm not too surprised, like because I should know, I should be fully aware that there are other games. I've just like, if there are that many games that he made that kind of comment, I was like, I gotta find out what all these games are and I gotta play them. And I want to be the point to where I can like navigate all of Tokyo just from like the games that like I've played, because it's so much. I feel like it's a lot easier to mentally picture the city if you're playing a character and walking through it. So there's like certain locations that I feel like maybe I might be like more adapted to, like, oh, I recognize this from this game and I recognize this from that game, and see how well I do to like maneuver the city. I remember that. I was like, no way. Was it for what, the Digimon game? Or or was it something else? The Tetris, it wasn't Tetris Effect, but it was the same people who made Tetris Effect. That game that they showed at the very first game was crazy. Like I didn't even realize it was a game at first. I thought we were like just an opening sequence. But yeah, the what was it? Combat wise, the Digimon games are great. The story's okay. I think everything else about it is okay at best. I just really miss turn-based combat. Um, so I was really happy when Digimon had it, and I I enjoyed the. I thought the game was pretty cool, pretty quirky. Quirky is probably the best way to describe it. The dialogue in that game, for sure. It's a very unique because I don't think it was translated um the best, but there's a bit of charm in the way certain words are said. No, I would definitely replay that game again. The thing is that when I played it initially, I only used the Digimon from the anime, so I had a team of like the main seven. Was it seven? It was eight. The main eight. Seven is of course the first number that comes into my mind. The main eight uh party, and so I would like rotated between all of them. I think what I want to do for the second one is maybe use the second set of Digimon, like the ones from season two, as a team. But then maybe I might mix it up and I might just try to like use other Digimon that I'm like, because there's only like five characters in season two, and then on top of that, they reused two of the characters from season one. So like maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We have to see if it lands on the wheel, and then we can decide from there. If I might replay the first one, or I might just watch like cutscenes to get a refresher on the story of the first one. Needless to say, Reynatis. Are we at the 2 hour? We're not at the 2 hour mark. We're at the hour 40. All right, gotta see if we can defeat this boss. Hopefully this isn't set up to where I go straight into the fight. Also, for anyone, okay, it is set up to go straight into the fight. So anyone who hold on, anyone who knows the little bit about Reynatis, about the world that ends with you content, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna be in this stream. You won't get spoiled. It's the Neo, the world ends with you. I've already moved past that content. You're not gonna get spoiled or anything, so you're completely safe. Anybody here who would want to avoid it for that reason. So just clarifying that. Also, I don't really think you're gonna get too many spoilers for the game itself, because this is post game content. So this is like additional like free content that the creators made after the game was released, and this is like his version of like the lingering will boss fight, where it's just a crazy hard boss fight that I've been trying to figure out how to go about, but it's like with any Kingdom Hearts boss fight, it just is super crazy and just nuts. uh you're probably gonna get very like little context as I'm like skipping through all the cutscenes, because I've already seen all these so many times. I'm gonna be rusty. I haven't tried this in like a good month, or not month, in a good week. Also, I realized that the audio is muted. Yoko Shimomura did work on the music in this game, so in case you were wondering, I'm like, some pretty banging soundtrack. I was like, it's Yoko. Also, the creator of this game is, in fact, a big Kingdom Hearts fan. So in case you're like, wow, this plays and looks like a Kingdom Hearts game, and it's like, because the guy is like a big fan of it. Oh, lift that up a little. I love this. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I feel like the only thing that's weak on this is the story. The story could have been a little bit more polished, but beyond that, visually, everything about it is, I think it's a pretty solid game. The story is the only thing that was like, man, I wish it was a little bit more polished, but that's about it. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, I remember. He takes away my magic at this point. I might get my ass beat a few times here until I can. Okay. Oh wait, I forgot. We gotta keep our distance because he can one-shot me. Oh yeah. Also, the Versus 13 reference, because of course. Oh yeah, my healing spell. Also, if the game is too quiet, hold on. I feel like it is a little quiet. That should be good now. Alright. So the key to this is definitely keeping my distance, because he will 100% one-shot me. Now this is the nutty part here. I can't go too far away because then he'll like one-shot me. So I gotta stay close, but I can't stay too close because if I stay too close, he will one-shot me. Oh no! I stayed too close. You have to pay attention to the floor because there's like a red circle that appears, and you have to make sure you're not in that red circle. Oh no! Oh no! Ah. That was a good run too. That was a good run. I need to just always constantly be rolling. Always be rolling. This game looks cool. It really does, like, visually, it hits that aesthetic of like Kingdom Hearts World Ends With You so well. Oh, I missed my chance there. There we go. So like this strat that I'm doing right now is a bit of a cheese strat because normally I'm like I get really close up in their face with my moveset, but because he can one-shot me, I'm trying to keep more of a distance away from him. Hold on one second. That's weird. Okay. Oh no! Fuck. This is how you know that a Kingdom Hearts fan made this game. Because of course they had to put like a ridiculously hard secret boss at the end of their game. It's completely optional too. You're not required to fight him whatsoever. But I'm always up for the challenge, so of course I have to fight him and I have to beat him. Oh, come on. So there is a way to like parry the attacks. That's a big thing with this game is parrying. And the timing of it, I feel like I've gotten it down pretty well, but then there's times like that where I completely bungle it and mess it up. Oh, fuck. No! I should have healed. That's on me. Oh no! Fuck. A circle shows up way too fast sometimes. No. I I swear I was out of the circle. I swear. I swear. The other thing that kind of is a little unfortunate about this game is that there's no invincibility frames on dodge rolls. So my Kingdom Hearts knowledge or tactics, fuck, don't always like I think I can avoid damage if I just dodge roll, but then I forget that I can't to avoid damage. Like I'll still get hit. So this is one thing that I wish they would have carried over from Kingdom Hearts that they did not carry over to this game. I don't know if that's maybe like a copyrighted thing. I don't know if like most games allow that or if that's just a Kingdom Hearts thing. So, that over a little bit, actually. Ooh. Oh. Actually, I do want to kind of try to change up the moveset. Mostly because like I've been trying with this distant sort of approach that I don't know, maybe I should try something different. Because the only unfortunate thing about this battle is that they prevent you from using any healing items. So the only healing that you can do is via the healing spell, which takes up one of your attack slots. So I only have one attack that I can really use. Additionally, I could just get good and not get hit, but I don't trust myself to do that. What is the strongest attack? Alternatively, I could back out of this fight and then go like level up some of my abilities, but I don't know. I feel like I should be able to do this pretty effortless, not effortlessly, but like I should be okay with where I'm at right now because I'm almost at max level. I just need to find a good strat. Let's see what's the strongest attack I have. This one's pretty strong, and it's only like a level 2 as well. I think this is the one that I was reading online that actually helped a lot of people get through this fight. Hold on, I have to remember what this skill does again. Hmm. I think I can get about 3 hits in before my health goes down. Actually, what's the distance on this? How far away can I shoot this? Okay, that's not too bad. It probably would be better if I could level it up. But I don't know. I think in this mode that I'm at right now, the spots to level up the abilities are much different than had I not been in this mode. Could I even go? I guess we could take a look around and see if we find any wizard. I guess we could maybe do better off with like a combination of just normal attacks and then going into the main attack. I just get so close to it. I just get so worried about getting close to him with his ability to be able to one-shot people. The only thing I don't like about that move is how slow it is. Which it does slow down time, so it's not too bad. It definitely probably would be better if we could level it up one more time. Ah, I walked too far. Actually, you know what? I know it's bad to run for people. 'Cause it's going to increase my stress. But I was trying to find any wizard instead. I already looked at here. There's gotta be, I feel like if anything, they have to have it like arranged in different spots at most. Like I can't imagine that they don't have the art anywhere. I'm not seeing any though, except for that one in the shopping mall. Oh, cat. No, I can't pet it. Cat, I have stress. I need to pet the cat. I need to relieve the stress. Damn. Yeah, because I think there's one. I feel like even if I do find it, my mouse is still probably too high to probably redeem it. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Oh, this one would have been good to have. No, the cat's not on the moped. I need to pet a cat so I can get rid of my stress. Oh, stop. Get out of here. I'm not here to fight. I was hoping the cat would spawn after that. I don't think I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Which is unfortunate. But I guess we could always use the stress stat and see if, Oh, cat! Hi, cat. Yes. Stress is gone. Stress is down to 0. Alright. There's no art here. I'm running out of spots. No, I already looked in here. Oh! Oh. That's not gonna help me, though. There's nothing in the church, nothing in the woods. Alright. I guess let's just go for it and see if this strat just happens to work. Oh, did I save? I don't think I saved. Fuck. Oh. Oh. Well, we will find out if I retry. What spells will I have? Oh, I still have my Houndstorm. Okay. Oh, where'd he go? Okay. Starting off with that at first is not going to work with this attack. I also don't feel like I do as much damage. I mean, it did... I don't know. It did say it did more damage, but it doesn't feel like it's doing it much more damage. I mean, his health is going down, so maybe it might work. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I gotta build up the combo. I forgot that I do more damage when I have a higher combo. No, that's gonna finish me off. Ooh, okay. We survived it. We survived. Oh no! Okay, we're good, we're good. Oh. Oh no! Oh, I should have parried that. Oh, I fucked that up. No! Heal, 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 heal. No! No! Okay. Okay. Oh, I almost messed that up. Okay. He's not letting me combo him. But we're still whittling his health down. Making some decent progress. Is that even doing any damage to him? I don't think that hurt him at all. I feel like that does more damage to him than my actual attack does. Yeah, I don't feel like these attacks are landing on him. What the hell? How did he become immune to my attacks? No! Also, I think my stream lagged. I got worried. I thought my computer was crashing. Okay. He became immune to my physical attacks. Okay, well, I guess the strat that we had from before is probably the best strat, the better strat. Yeah, because there's no way that I can go in there without a healing spell. Although I feel like we don't really need the combo. I mean, it might work though with this one. Maybe we should try. Actually, I should try to do the flurry of standard attacks into um, liberating Fang and see what that does. Oh, oh fuck. I don't get it. I'm supposed to. The magic circle's supposed to appear when he does a non-purple attack. But some of his attacks, for some reason, do not trigger the magic circle. Oh no! Okay, okay. We're okay. We are okay. No! That was so close. I got so lucky that I got a heal on the middle of that red circle. Ah, I fucked that up. Okay, so at a certain point, he does not take any physical damage from anything. Which is crazy. Is that gonna finish me off? Oh, I fucked up. I fucked it up. Now that's just plain rude. 100%. Just nothing but a rude dude. He's always stealing my magic. Just storming down every weapon known to man. Oh! Don't get a moment of peace. Do not get a moment. No moments of peace. No! That's gonna do it for me. The idea of the idea of not being able to like hit him with physical attacks kind of sucks a little bit. I feel like I should then at that point take away the I don't know if I don't think the combo thing is gonna work as well as I think it will. Oh. Come on. It was right. Hold on 1 second. Alright. I heard an odd noise for a second. Alright, let's go to save file. Alright, I think... I don't know... Replacing the combo thing. So this one allows me to absorb the most amount of magic from a parry. This increases my health. Awakens your full potential to maximize final menace's charge. See, I feel like the percentage of increased ranged attacks is ideally what we need. Also, I don't think I understand the concept or what this is supposed to do per se. Max final menace up. Reynatis. I don't think this game has like a dedicated wiki base to break down what some of this yeah, I don't really know. The final menace up. Final max final menace up. Awakens your full potential. Effect 100%. I don't really know if that means it increases my damage. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like this is supposed to be something that's good, but at the same time, I'm not entirely too sure. It cancels repulsion to increase armor destruction. Increase final Manix's charge. I mean, I guess I could always try to put on some of these other ones and see what they do. We'll try this book one. Magic power up. Let's see what the damage is on this if I were to level this up. And this one. So this one's got 3,600 cost, 1,000 damage, 250%. I do feel like this is slow though, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's not slow. Comes out fast, but no, actually, where is it? It's not coming out at all. Where's the pig's head? Oh, he doesn't get the pig's head. It only shows up as a puff of air. Okay, well that's not gonna work for what we gotta do here. Let's try the snake. Alright, that one's not too bad. So I'm noticing that the visual effects are different depending on who uses some of these abilities. Since they're not his main abilities. They're slightly altered in appearance when he uses them. Damn, the first time I want to just fight. No one's here to fight.